If you're asking about the biggest body sizes or plus-sized stars of old Hollywood, here's a list of notable figures who defied the era's typical standards of slimness and still made a mark in film and entertainment. Marie Dressler was one of old Hollywood's most unconventional and beloved stars. Born in 1868, she rose to fame in the silent film era and became a major box office draw in the early 1930s, particularly known for her performances in Min and Bill and Dinner at 8. At a time when Hollywood idolized slim, glamorous women, Dressler stood out with her large frame, expressive face, and natural comedic timing. Her success was a rare exception in an industry dominated by strict beauty standards. Rather than being cast aside, her physical presence became part of her charm, allowing her to portray strong, wise, and often motherly or working-class women with great authenticity. Audiences loved her for her warmth, wit, and relatability. In 1931, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress, cementing her place as a top star. Even though she didn't match the conventional image of a Hollywood leading lady, her talent and screen presence made her one of the most bankable stars of her time, proving that personality and skill could outweigh appearance. Sophie Tucker, known as the last of the Red Hot Mamas, was a bold and unforgettable figure in early 20th century entertainment. Born in 1886, she rose to fame in vaudeville during the 1910s and maintained a successful career well into the 1950s. Tucker was known for her powerful voice, body humor, and confident stage presence. She openly embraced her full figure, often joking about her size and her routines, which only added to her charm and appeal. Unlike many women of her time who were expected to conform to narrow beauty standards, Tucker broke the mold with her brassy, unapologetic persona. Her songs often celebrated female independence and sexuality, making her a favorite among diverse audiences. While primarily a stage and radio performer, she appeared in several films and inspired generations of performers with her trailblazing style. Her popularity endured for decades, proving that talent, personality, and authenticity mattered more than appearance. Sophie Tucker's legacy lives on as one of the earliest plus-sized stars to command fame and respect in the entertainment world with confidence and charisma. Kate Smith was one of the most iconic American voices of the 1930s through the 1950s. Born in 1907, she became a beloved singer and radio personality, known especially for her stirring rendition of God Bless America, which became a patriotic anthem. Smith had a large, commanding presence, both physically and vocally, that set her apart in an era obsessed with slim Hollywood glamour. Despite not fitting the conventional image of female stars, her talent and sincerity won over millions of fans. Her daily radio show, The Kate Smith Hour, ran for over a decade and featured top musical guests, helping launch many careers. Smith also appeared in a few films and was a regular on early television. Her warmth and powerful voice made her a comforting figure during difficult times like the Great Depression and World War II. Though her size was often remarked upon, it never defined her success. Kate Smith proved that exceptional talent, emotional connection, and authenticity could create lasting stardom, regardless of appearance. She remains a symbol of patriotic spirit and timeless vocal artistry in American history. Jane Mansfield was one of the most iconic sex symbols of old Hollywood, known not only for her acting but also for her striking figure. With a reported bust size of 40D, Mansfield epitomized the exaggerated hourglass shape that became her trademark. She rose to fame in the 1950s, often marketed as a direct rival to Marilyn Monroe. Studios used her curvy body as a major selling point, casting her in roles that emphasized her physical appeal, such as The Girl Can't Help It, 1956, and Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter? 1957, Mansfield was also known for her bold public appearances and revealing outfits that pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable at the time. Her measurements, reportedly 40-21-35, were widely publicized and even exaggerated in the media to enhance her sex symbol image. While she was often typecast in blonde bombshell roles, Mansfield was also intelligent, with a reported IQ of 163. Though her film career was relatively short, her image as a voluptuous, glamorous star made a lasting impact, and she remains one of the most memorable figures of 1950s Hollywood. Jane Russell was one of old Hollywood's most famous actresses, known for her striking figure, especially her 38D bust size. She rose to prominence with the 1943 film The Outlaw, which became notorious for its provocative focus on her curves, pushing the boundaries of Hollywood censorship at the time. Russell's voluptuous figure was a key part of her on-screen persona, and studios often highlighted her bust to attract audiences. Despite this, Jane was much more than just a busty actress. She had a strong screen presence, a warm personality, and was admired for her comedic timing and singing ability. She worked alongside big stars like Marilyn Monroe and Bob Hope, starring in several successful films during the 1940s and 1950s. Russell challenged Hollywood's narrow beauty standards by embracing her natural curves confidently. She also became an advocate for women's health and was involved in philanthropy later in life. Jane Russell's legacy remains as a pioneer who showed that sensuality and talent could go hand in hand, long before body positivity became a mainstream conversation. Marilyn Monroe remains one of the most enduring icons of old Hollywood, celebrated not only for her talent but also for her curvy, sensual figure. Her bust size is widely reported to be around 36D, with some sources listing it slightly larger, between 37 and 38 inches. Monroe's hourglass shape, typically measured around 36-24-34 inches, helped define the ideal of feminine beauty during the 1950s. She used her physical appeal to great effect in films like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and The 7-Year Itch, where her looks and charm made her an international sensation. Despite the focus on her appearance, Monroe was a complex and ambitious woman who worked hard to be taken seriously as an actress. Her bust and curves were often highlighted by stylists and studios to create her signature sultry image, contributing to her lasting status as the ultimate sex symbol. Marilyn Monroe's blend of beauty, vulnerability, and charisma continues to influence pop culture, making her a timeless figure in Hollywood history. Mamie Van Doren was one of old Hollywood's most famous blonde bombshells, known for her bold and confident persona. With a reported bust size of 38D, she was often compared to contemporaries like Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield, who also embodied the classic hourglass figure that defined 1950s glamour. Van Doren carved her own niche by projecting a tougher, more rebellious image, often playing the role of the seductive bad girl in films. She starred in a variety of B-movies and musicals such as Untamed Youth, 1957, and High School Confidential, 1958, which showcased her curves and vibrant personality. Despite often being typecast for her physical appeal, Van Doren was known for her energetic performances and strong screen presence. Her measurements and bust size were a key part of her sex symbol status, helping her stand out in a crowded field of bombshell actresses. Mamie Van Doren remains an enduring figure from old Hollywood, remembered for combining glamour with a rebellious edge. Hedy Lamarr was one of old Hollywood's most glamorous actresses, famous not only for her beauty but also for her surprising intellect. With a bust size reported around 36C to 36D, she embodied the classic hourglass figure admired in the 1940s. Born in Austria, Lamarr moved to Hollywood and quickly became a star, appearing in films like Algiers, 1938, and Samson and Delilah, 1949. Her stunning looks made her a favorite leading lady, but she was much more than just a pretty face. During World War II, Lamarr co-invented a frequency-hopping technology designed to help guide torpedoes without jamming, a breakthrough that laid the groundwork for modern wireless communications such as Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Despite her scientific achievements, Hollywood mostly focused on her glamorous image, often emphasizing her curves and sensual appeal. Her bust and figure were part of her iconic screen presence, which helped her land many roles as the exotic, mysterious beauty. Today, Hedy Lamarr is remembered as both a pioneering inventor and one of old Hollywood's most captivating stars. Diana Dors, often called the English Marilyn Monroe, was a glamorous actress known for her striking beauty and voluptuous figure. With a reported bust size of 38D, Dors embodied the curvy, hourglass ideal that defined 1950s sex symbols. She began her film career in Britain in the late 1940s and quickly gained attention for her bold looks and confident screen presence. Much like her American counterparts, studios promoted her with a strong emphasis on her physical appeal, often casting her in roles that highlighted her sensuality. Films like Yield to the Night, 1956, and The Unholy Wife, 1957, showcased her dramatic talent, proving she could act beyond the bombshell stereotype. Her platinum blonde hair, glamorous wardrobe, and curvaceous body made her a tabloid favorite, both in the UK and the US. Despite the media's focus on her figure, Diana Dors was smart, witty, and self-aware, often poking fun at her own image. Her legacy remains that of a bold and beautiful actress who embraced her curves and carved a unique place in old Hollywood and British cinema history. Mae West was one of the boldest and most unforgettable stars of early Hollywood, known for her sharp wit, sultry voice, and voluptuous figure. With a reported bust size of 38 West used her curves as a powerful tool to challenge the conservative standards of her time. She rose to fame on the stage in the 1920s, writing and starring in provocative plays before transitioning to film in the 1930s. Her debut film, She Done Him Wrong, 1933, made her an overnight sensation. Unlike many actresses who were shaped by studio systems, Mae West created her own image, confident, flirtatious, and unapologetically sexual. Her hourglass figure was emphasized by body-hugging gowns that showcased her bust and hips, making her one of the first actresses to fully own her sensuality on screen. West also wrote many of her own scripts, filling them with double entendres that shocked censors and delighted audiences. She defied expectations of how a woman should behave or look in Hollywood, becoming a symbol of empowerment, body confidence, and independence. Mae West's influence remains legendary in the history of film and pop culture. Lana Turner was one of the most glamorous and talked about actresses of old Hollywood, known for her beauty, dramatic roles, and eventful personal life. With a reported bust size of 36D, Turner had the classic hourglass figure that defined Hollywood femininity during the 1940s and 1950s. She was discovered at just 16 years old, allegedly while sipping a soda at a drugstore, and quickly rose to fame with her stunning looks and on-screen allure. Nicknamed the Sweater Girl after appearing in a form-fitting top in They Won't Forget, 1937, Turner became a symbol of youthful sex appeal. Her figure was regularly emphasized in studio publicity and film roles, making her one of MGM's top stars. She starred in a range of popular films, including The Postman Always Rings Twice, 1946, and Peyton Place, 1957, where her beauty was matched by strong, emotional performances. Off-screen, her love life and personal scandals often made headlines, but she remained a resilient and talented actress. Lana Turner's voluptuous figure and commanding screen presence made her a lasting icon of classic Hollywood glamour. Anita Ekberg was a Swedish-born actress and international sex symbol, best known for her unforgettable role in Federico Fellini's La Dolce Vita, 1960. With a reported bust size of 39-40D, Ekberg possessed one of the most iconic hourglass figures of old Hollywood and European cinema. Her voluptuous body, blonde hair, and striking beauty made her a favorite of photographers and directors during the 1950s and 1960s. After winning the Miss Sweden pageant in 1950, she moved to the US and signed a contract with Universal Studios. Though initially cast in minor roles, her physical presence quickly made her a standout. Her most famous scene, wading through the Trevi Fountain in La Dolce Vita, cemented her as a screen goddess and sex symbol worldwide. Unlike some actresses who downplayed their looks, Ekberg embraced her curves confidently, often stating she was proud of her figure. While her bust and beauty brought her fame, she also brought depth and charisma to her roles. Anita Ekberg remains a lasting symbol of cinematic glamour, celebrated for both her physical allure and her captivating on-screen presence. Barbara Nichols was a sultry blonde actress and pin-up model of the 1950s and early 1960s, known for her sexy persona and curvy figure. With a reported bust size of 38D, Nichols often played brassy, flirtatious roles that emphasized her physical appeal. Though she never reached the superstar status of Marilyn Monroe or Jane Mansfield, Barbara carved out a solid career as a memorable supporting actress in both comedies and dramas. She appeared in popular films like Sweet Smell of Success, 1957, Pal Joey, 1957, and The Naked and the Dead, 1958. Her figure and sultry voice made her a natural choice for the blonde bombshell archetype, and she often portrayed nightclub singers, models, or mistresses. Despite being typecast, she brought charm, humor, and humanity to her characters. Off-screen, Nichols was known for her down-to-earth personality and resilience in a tough industry. Her pin-up popularity, boosted by her glamorous bust and curves, made her a favorite among GIs and fans of classic Hollywood glamour. Barbara Nichols remains an underrated yet unforgettable figure from the golden era of film. Virginia Mayo was a popular actress of the 1940s and 1950s, admired for her beauty, charisma, and curvy figure. With a reported bust size of 37D, Mayo often played glamorous, alluring women in both musicals and dramas. She began her career as a dancer and vaudeville performer before being signed by Warner Brothers, where she became a frequent on-screen partner to top male stars like Danny Kaye, James Cagney, and Burt Lancaster. One of her most notable roles was in White Heat, 1949, where she played the seductive wife of a gangster, showcasing both her acting ability and sensual appeal. Her hourglass figure and blonde beauty made her a favorite pin-up during World War II, earning her a strong fan base among American soldiers. While Virginia Mayo was often cast in roles that highlighted her physical attributes, she brought intelligence and wit to her performances, avoiding the shallow stereotypes often assigned to bombshell actresses. Her combination of glamour, talent, and screen presence secured her place as one of the unforgettable figures of old Hollywood's golden age.